Okay, thank you very much. I'm Segun Lawson. I'm the CEO and president of Thor Explorations Limited. We're a West Africa focused gold exploration and development company. We're listed on the TSXV in Toronto. Um, Thor is unique because it is a company that's going through a transition phase from an early stage explorer. We fully funded the construction of our first gold mine earlier this year, in Q2 this year, and we're building the first gold mine in Nigeria. We also have a project in Senegal in a very prospective area, and we have a joint venture with Barrick in Burkina Faso. Why I say we are transitional is because we spent 4 years developing this project in Nigeria, which we acquired in August 2016, going through initially a preliminary feasibility study stage, through to a bankable feasibility stage, and through to construction. The project was fully funded in Q2 this year. We pulled together a financing package of about $104.5 million, the bulk of which was from the Africa Finance Corporation, who invested equity, invested senior debt of $54 million, and a stream of $21 million, which is a gold deposit. Off the back of that, we had our EPC contract signed. We've now got our mining contractor in place, and we're 6 months into construction, which, as you can see from this picture, has been moving on as planned on budget, despite the COVID pandemic. So, like I mentioned, our projects in West Africa are in very prospective areas of West Africa, in the Birimian Greenstone Belt. We have our projects that are diversified by stage of development, and they're also diversified by jurisdiction. Clearly, our flagship project is the Segun Lawson project, really because it goes into cash flow next year in Q2 2021. It's an economically robust project, which we did our feasibility studies at a $1,300 gold price, has a base case reserve, open pit reserve of 405,000 ounces at a very high grade, 4.2 grams per ton, and a very low all-in sustaining cost of $662 per ounce. We're excited about this project really because not only does it have strong economics, it's got significant exploration upside as well. And we're in a country where we have first mover advantage on an extensive unexplored gold province. We also have an advanced exploration project in Senegal, which is a major resource opportunity in a very prospective area where we've drilled 2 discoveries, and we'll be looking to advance that to maiden resource. And in Burkina Faso, we're in the Houndé Greenstone Belt, where we have a land package of about 484 square kilometers with a minority joint venture partner there with Barrick. Nigeria is an emerging gold jurisdiction. It's got the western area of the country is a western gold province, which is about 800 kilometers by 400 kilometers, which is underlain by Birimian rocks. Thor has picked up a land package of 9 licenses covering about just over 900 square kilometers. We have a very strong in-country team on the ground, and we're very excited by what we see. Our Segun Lawson Gold project alone, within the license area, has a number of satellite targets, which we are currently drilling at the moment. We have an excellent, in Nigeria, there's an excellent mining act, really to enable companies like ourselves to come into the country and explore and kickstart the mining sector. And I'll name some of the incentives they have in place. There's zero tax payable for the first 5 years of production. There's 100% ownership of your projects. There's full repatriation of your dividends back. There's no government free carry. So it's a very enabling mining act. It's a sector which has a huge amount of potential and is looking to be kickstarted as well. Our flagship project, Segun Lawson, which we completed our definitive feasibility study on, we did this on the in-pit reserve of 405,000 ounces. We believe there's significant upside here. We've drilled a number of drill holes outside the pit where we found a material amount of gold. There's also, it's also worth mentioning that all our studies have been done on the open pit. We've done a preliminary economic assessment on a portion of the underground, as you can see from this diagram, and it stacks up very nicely. It adds in a supplementary 30,000 ounces per year to the open pit production from year 2 of production. Needless to say, what really excites us, and me in particular, is that we haven't closed this resource out at depth by any means. So a lot of the focus is extending on this mine life, looking at satellite deposits and taking this resource out down at depth. So the project itself, we're 6 months into construction, as you can see. Our EPC contract was signed on a fixed price lump sum turnkey basis with Norinco International. That was to mitigate it against any price overrun risks and any time delay risks. I'm happy to say construction is on schedule for a Q2 2021 completion. We are over 90% of the way into the procurement process. We expect all the long lead items to be on the ground in country in January, and we're still targeting first gold pour and completion in Q2 2021. The ancillary items that are bits of infrastructure that were being built are, the water storage dam, which has now been completed. We're going to be self-generated. We have a low power cost, really because of the availability of CNG. We're building a 100-man camp, and we have Knight Piésold building the tailings dam. Importantly, we do have a duty of care, particularly given the global climate and the ongoing pandemic with our local community. We have signed, there are 3 villages that fall within our exploration license. We have a strong local community engagement and support. We have signed community development agreements with each of the 3 communities. These include items like yearly scholarships to secondary schools and universities, women empowerment programs. We've put in boreholes, we've graded the roads, we're replacing the health center and building a youth recreation center. We're putting in a secondary school, a science lab, and we're building 6 new classrooms. It's also worth noting that, during this global pandemic, we've managed to be very informative to the communities about the mitigation strategies, the hand washing. We've put some very visual signs up. And we've also made some donations of masks, perishable items to the vulnerable. And we've also teamed up with a local lab to make testing accessible. I'm glad to say we have been operating since early February, and we haven't had any cases in the region. At the same time, over 90% of our labor force has come has come locally, and we're looking to continue this and build these people up through the ranks. Lastly, on Segilola, I would talk about the near mine opportunity. I've spoken about the resource itself and the potential at depth. We have carried out an auger program. We've seen that there are a number of parallel anomalies in the soils from the auger program, and where we have signed our RC contract. In fact, right now, the RC drilling is going on a number of these targets, and we expect results coming in from second half of September over the next 6 weeks, probably on a fortnightly basis. So that's a summary of us. We are a company going through a transition phase with a huge value addition around the corner in terms of cash flow, very strong cash flows from next year. We're aiming to produce around about 100,000 ounces in our first 12 months at a low all-in sustaining cost. We have significant upside potential at depth and in satellite deposits. We've taken a long-term view on Nigeria and capitalizing on our first mover advantage. And we have a second excellent project in Senegal, where we have 2 discoveries in a much more established mining jurisdiction. We believe we have significant value to add to the company by reaching the various milestones there, the first of which is the maiden resource. We'll be putting a fleshed out presentation, much more detailed, on our website, www.thorexpl.com, which will be readily available to be downloaded. Thank you very much.